Hello, everyone. Happy Thursday and welcome to Tea Talk. I know I'm a few minutes late. My apologies. I'm just trying to get everything set up so that it would be right and I would not have to leave and I could get this done as concisely as I need to. Because I've been gone a minute, I have lots of things that I want to talk about, but I'm going to break it down into parts and then hopefully next week we can still add on to it. So let's get started. For those of you who are new here, my name is Tomika. I am the mouth at IG at Tomika Talks and the thought leader here at Life and Pumps, where I try to bring you all types of things. I don't even want to get into what I bring you because hopefully by the end of this video, you will know what I like to talk about. Game? All right. So let's get started. So, okay. You guys know, well, maybe you don't know. I don't know. I don't want to assume you know, but I just spent a fabulous few days in DC, lobbying on the Hill. It seems to be something that I'm doing a lot of, and I realize a lot of it is, I care about some of these causes, and I want to make certain that our voices are heard. So you see my lovely organic t-shirt here? Yes. So I'm kind of the organic lifestylist. Who knew that that was going to be my new title? But it works beautifully. So what we were doing on the Hill this past week was with the Organic Trade Association. Excuse me. So we were with the Organic Trade Association. And basically, what for the most part, the Organic Trade Association does is they are trying to help the government regulate more what needs to be happening in terms of the organics. And so they put on an event every year. It's called Organic Week DC. And this year they actually invited influencers out to be a part of it, to witness it, to actually share what actually goes into it. What was so great about it is these weren't just ordinary people that were lobbying alongside me. These were CEOs of companies, president of companies. These were farmers. Some were young, some were old. To hear their experiences, it was totally mind-blowing. But I want to give you the ask for the week, for Organic Week, and I want to ask that you reach out to your congressional person to find out where they stand on these issues. So here was the first ask. Repair the private-public partnership and advance organic standards. Sounds simple, right? But it's really not. So what happens is a lot of times these bills go on and then maybe the bill gets passed and it moves up the chain. But they get stuck in the chain and then it's just a vicious cycle. It goes back down, goes back up, goes back down, goes back up. So we need that part repaired and we need to make it happen now. Okay. The other thing is we want them to fully fund the National Organic Program and require the USDA to issue a final rule on the origin of livestock in the fiscal year 2020 appropriations bill. Now that's big and that was a mouthful, but think about it. Livestock, where does it come from? A lot of things that we are consuming, we don't really know where it comes from. And so basically we want the USDA to require that. Now we know. You would think that's simple, right? Apparently it's not. The other thing is recognize the contributions of organic in mitigating climate change. You guys know that's big. So climate change is a big buzzword that you'll hear around the government a lot. And where organics come to play in that is it fuels the economy. When we look at using things that are from our environment, from the land, it helps the land to grow. I mean, think about it. I know a lot of us don't like bugs, but some bugs are needed because they feed plants and soil to help it regenerate. So just think about the cycle of that. Here's why climate change is so important. So this one right here was near and dear to my heart. And I'll read it, and I'm sure you'll figure it out as I read it. Increase accessibility for organic and federal programs that feed children. So I'm sure you guys have all seen the memes and the videos that are going around where they were showing the school lunches in some countries as opposed to the lunches here in the US. The lunches look like styrofoam. There's no reason that we live in what is considered the richest land in the world and our children are eating styrofoam. And I don't even want to say that this is just a public school issue because some private schools also have a lunch issue. And I feel like if we as parents, as just humans really, on the ground, we demand this of our local government going on up. we have a better chance that our children will make better decisions later in life. Because ultimately, what we feed them now will affect what they do later in life. And we all know that. We all know that if the kids grow something, chances are they're going to eat it, and we're going to eat it because we want, the kids to keep growing. So that was very, 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 I think that was my hot topic of the week. Because I just can't imagine us not trying to make certain that our children are provided with the best meals. Now, what I will say, and one of the representatives did share with me, is the problem is that even though school lunch is federally funded, it is really up to the local government in terms of what is provided. Now, I had an idea of that, especially in the public schools. I'm not sure how the breakdown occurs in private schools. I will say that my daughter's school has done a really good job in providing meals all across the board for everyone. My son's school, not so much. However, I am going to meet with them because I need to understand why not. It's not free school. The lunch isn't free. So why aren't you providing them better options? So I will bring more back to you guys on that. And hopefully I can find some ways that we can all partner up together, and maybe you can make a change in your neighborhood as well. So that's what happened at Organic Week. There will be more details coming. That's just a brief summary of pretty much what we did this week in DC. Then, back to DC, it seems that that's where all the tea is happening this week. So we all know that they are calling for the impeachment of your current president. But what I want to know is, I feel like a lot of it is the Democrats who are doing the shouting. But what are the Republicans secretly feeling? Because there's no way that you can think anything that's going on right now in Washington is okay. It is crazy, 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 crazy. And while we were there, you see cameras everywhere. There are congressional hearings happening in this room. And while we're meeting with some of the representatives, the bells are going off to let them know a hearing is getting ready to start soon. If you're supposed to be in there, you got to go. So the aides are rushed. Everybody is rushed, because they're trying to get so much done before they close down for summer break. Meanwhile, we have all these issues still happening that, it's just crazy. So basically, your president has pretty much decided that until the Democrats stop all these investigations, he's not doing any work. Where they do that at? Because if I am at my job and I tell my boss, well, until you stop harassing me, I'm not doing any work, I kind of don't think I'm going to have a job. But, I guess when you're the president, you can do things differently. I don't know. What do you guys say? So apparently he was supposed to go into an infrastructure meeting with Nancy Pelosi and some of the other people on the team. And I guess he didn't like the way the conversation was going. So he got up and left, gave a press conference and said, until you all stop with these investigations, I'm not doing anything. Okay, let's see how that goes. So apparently this just happened. So let's see. You guys, what do you rein in on that? Because to me, that is insane. How do you decide, yeah, no, I'm just not doing any work today because I don't like what you guys are saying? That's juvenile. I mean, come on, stop it. So we need a president who's going to lead. So I am very excited to see what's going to start unfolding for election 2020. Yes, Democrats, we do have way too many candidates in there. But I feel like this time next year, all of that is going to kind of be, it's going to be dwindled down because one, people aren't going to have the money. People aren't going to feel like they have the backing. And I think that some people are just going to come to common sense and they're going to back out. Let's see. But on the local front, for some of you, there was an election yesterday. No, not yesterday, Tuesday. So in the city of Philadelphia, I just want to give a shout out before I do anything to my sorority sister, Kathy Gilmore. She basically ran for a city council spot. She is the youngest African-American woman ever to hold this seat. How amazing is that? So, Kathy, I am so proud of you. Continue to make it shine and do what it do. I will support you the best I can. That's that. Had to give her a shout out. Wouldn't be right if I didn't, guys. Okay. So let's talk about this abortion ban. Because, like I said, while I was in D.C., it was popping. There was so much going on. There was a big rally, and you saw everybody had their signs. People had shirts. And at the Department of Justice, at the building, the police wouldn't let you stand on the steps and take pictures if you had signs in your hand. So you saw all these people trying to sneak their signs. And I was like, why does it matter? But if you didn't have the signs, you could take a picture. I don't know. It didn't change anything. But I just want to know, why is the government so concerned with our uterus? Just why? I mean, does anybody know? Like, why do you feel like you have a say in what we do with our, why? Why? I mean, I just don't understand it. And especially from a standpoint of, mind your own P's and Q's. Like, you guys get Viagra and all this other stuff. Why do you care about what a woman decides to do with her body? And I get it. Some people are like, oh, abortion is bad. You know, it is killing a human. And I don't really care where you stand on the issue. Pro-life, pro-choice, it doesn't matter to me. But you have to agree that the government trying to control what a woman does with her body is wrong. It's absolutely wrong. Absolutely wrong. And what I always say is, stop minding my uterus. It's fine. I have got it under control. So what we have to understand is, this is about to be a public health issue. And let me tell you why. So there are already some states who already had really heavy restrictions already. And so what they've seen in these states is that the rate of maternal and infant mortality has grown. Think about it. So here's the thing. I'm pregnant. I can't get an abortion because of the laws in my state. So what do? I don't get prenatal care. I find ways to kind of give myself an abortion, I guess, for lack of a better way to put it. You know, so think about it. Back in the day, there were all these where people would talk about, you know, using a clothes hanger for abortion. And I don't know if you guys saw, but that's what people have been talking about. Like, you know, we're going to go back to alleyway abortions and things of that nature. And there was a wonderful note that people have been posting around on Facebook where it was like, dear niece, you are welcome to come to me and I will help you do what you need to do. I will help you in Pennsylvania, or whatever state they were in at the time. Come on over. And basically it was to encourage them and let them know, if you were at a point that you were facing and decided that you wanted to have an abortion, but the laws in your state was too strict, your internet aunties were willing to take you in and help you. How amazing is that? I tell you, women, when we stick together, we are some great creatures. But we have to realize that these bans are really going to affect people below the poverty line. Because what happens is, if I'm already struggling, okay, and I decide I'm going to have an abortion, 9 out of 10 chances I'm paying for it with, you know, whatever money I have. And let's say it's like $300 to $500. So if I can't get it where I live, that means I have to go to another state. That involves travel. Sometimes I have to spend a night. Like, there's a lot involved in it. So that's not even going to be a factor for them. And then let's think about the kids who are afraid to tell their parents. I mean, that is real, as much as you guys want to be like, no, it's not. And people have, you know, feel how they feel about Planned Parenthood. Planned Parenthood has been a very helpful resource for a lot of our teens. And we have to recognize that. So those are some things I want you guys to think about. And as you're moving forward to the next time you're going to vote, you should want to know, where does your candidate stand on these issues? Absolutely. Because it should affect how you vote. You want someone who's like-minded. And I get it. We're never going to have a candidate who has all of the issues checked that we want, but we got to get a nice grip on it. And we at least want to make an educated vote. So later on, we're not complaining and we feel like we did our job. Okay. So in entertainment news, did you guys hear about Wendy Williams? Well, you know, she filed for divorce in April. And then right after that, they fired her husband, Kevin Hunter Sr. from the show. Well, they've been showing all the numbers going on around about basically how much Kevin wants in spousal support. You know, he's like, okay, we're getting a divorce, but this is what I want. So apparently Kevin Hunter Jr. and Kevin Hunter Sr. got into a fight behind these numbers that the father's asking for. So apparently it started out peacefully. It was nice. They went down to the store, and I guess as they're walking to the store, they're talking about, they got into an argument. And basically what they said is that initially the father had the son in a headlock. The son punched the father in the nose, and that's how he got out the headlock. Police were called, and Kevin is like, well, I'm not going to press charges. And I'm sure part of the reason why he said that, and probably was doing his best to not have it hit the media airwaves, because he doesn't want anybody to know what's going on. People have already been commenting about just the way he treated Wendy. and what his ask for is now. And a lot of people don't feel like he deserves it. I don't know about you, but I am of a mindset where I feel like regardless of what we come into this marriage with, if you cheated on me, you don't get anything. And not only did he cheat on her, let's just be real. He had a baby and he like treated her badly. Like he kind of really embarrassed her. But what everybody's been saying is Wendy Williams. And I've said this all along is that when this was going on and everyone was seeing it, like, she was kind of denying it, but you can't really deny that your husband's out cheating because it's everywhere. And they live in the same town. So like it's everywhere. And then when the girl turned up pregnant, it was really everywhere. So I feel like had Wendy Williams come on her show and been like, guys, I know I'm usually dishing the tea on other people, but I need to dish the tea on me. Let me tell you guys what's happening. I think that as a public, we would have rallied around her because, like I said, women, when we get together, we are powerful. And one thing we don't like is for another sister to be hurt, especially someone who was married. She was faithful, I'm going to assume, faithful to him, and she loved him. And she really kind of like put him on to some things, and he did her dirty. So I really feel like we would have rallied around her more to support her. Whereas right now, people are just watching it all unfold, and I haven't heard very many comments. I don't want to say anybody feels like she's getting what she deserved, but no one is kind of saying like, oh, I feel bad for her or anything of that nature. We'll see. It's still unfolding. How many of you guys watched the live All in the Family Jefferson show? I tried my best to watch it last night. I was on the train coming home from Washington, D.C., and the internet on the Amtrak just kept going out. I couldn't get a signal with my phone because I kept going under the ground. It was horrible. So I caught bits and pieces of it, and all day long, I've been searching on demand, waiting for them to release it so that I can watch it and I can really talk to you guys about it. Did see some behind the scenes, but the show has not gone there yet. And I hope they put it on there because, come on, people want to see it. But what I will say is I think it was great. If you don't know, Jimmy Kimmel, put this together with Norman Lear, who is 96 years old, guys, 96 years old. And in the 70s, these are the shows that he created. What's so crazy is the topics and the themes are still relevant today. So we're talking about shows that are 40 years old, and the themes and the topics are still the same. We're still dealing with treating women badly, talking badly about African Americans and treating them like trash. George Bunker, that's what Archie Bunker, I don't know why I called him George Bunker. So Archie Bunker, like that's what he was famous for. Like the things that would come out his mouth. I mean, he was a pure idiot. Like I'm sorry, like I don't even know how else to put it. But he was clearly a racist. And so he would say things out of his mouth that weren't correct. He would put words together, he would create words, but it didn't matter because, people like the show and I like the show. But it's crazy because these type of things still happen today. What I did like is that the characters on the show, who were great, like the current stars, some of them, they had makeup on to kind of look like how they looked in the 70s. But it talked about how, the struggle for equality. And, in those shows, they use the N-word an awful lot. But in the show, they bleeped it, which is so crazy. Because you do know, like in the 70s, like they used these words like water. Let's drink water. Like they would just throw them out. It just didn't even matter. And so they didn't want those words to be broadcast on TV. Now they did say it. So if you were in the live audience, you heard it, but they beeped it out on TV, which is cool. And if you were a fan of the shows, some of the words you knew like that we're going to say, because literally they like took the script and basically did it word for word. Now there was a hiccup. Jamie Foxx was in the midst of a scene and he was talking. And he realized he messed up. And he was like, hey, this is live TV. So don't think your TV got messed up at home. This is live. Yup. And he kept it going like the true champion he is. Hilarious, 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 hilarious. I can't wait to watch it. If you guys have watched it, let me know your thoughts because I cannot wait to watch it. Hopefully on demand, ABC, come on, we'll drop it tonight. Maybe in a few hours because I do have a little bit of time to watch it. I want to watch it. And when I come back to you live on Friday on Instagram, I'll definitely talk about it. Let's see. What else were we talking about today? Oh, and guys, Marla Gibbs made an appearance on the show. So they brought back an original. And she did that scene where she talks about, you live here? Well, she said to Louise Jefferson. And then she said to, what's her name? Willis. What is her name? I can't even think of her name right now. My goodness. Wheezy and I have no idea. I mean, like, I see her. It's totally like Kerry Washington just played her part. But anyway, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? So she says to her, "You live here and you live here?" And she's basically like, "If we overcame, how come no one told me?" I love that. And when I tell you that that scene is historical, because a lot of people still felt that way. Like, you know, they would see progressive African Americans and be like, what happened to me? So it was great to just relive it. And you already see some people are saying that they loved it. I've heard nothing but great things all through Facebook, all through Twitter. Everyone's been talking about it. Helen, yes, Helen Willis. Oh my God, thank you. I don't know why I could not think of her name. But people loved it. People loved the show. So I can't wait to watch it because I want to love it too. So I'm hoping I will get to see it tonight or tomorrow whenever it drops on demand. And I will be talking about it live Friday at 9 p.m. on Instagram or back here on Facebook. I'll let you guys know. You know, you'll figure it out. The other thing, the Aladdin movie came out. So I hosted a screening in Philadelphia on Tuesday. And unfortunately, you know, I was not here, but I made sure that as many people who wanted to see the show and were able to see it could possibly get in. So the comments and the reactions that I heard from the movie, all great things. Will Smith is a Philly homeboy. So, you know, and we went to the same high school. So it's very important to me that Philadelphia shows up this weekend and supports the movie. I am going to see it, and I cannot wait to talk to you guys live about it on Monday on the Disney Moms of Color Facebook page with my fellow Brown Side of Disney moms. So we will talk about the Aladdin movie, our reactions to it, our thoughts. So if you've watched it, great. If you have not seen it, make sure you see it before Monday so you can join on this chat and let's talk about it. Now, did you guys watch Beat Shazam? So Beat Shazam aired on Monday. It was season 3, episode 1. And this particular episode was dedicated to educators. So I had to watch the show because Aaron Smith, who is my fraternity brother, like my dude, basically, was on there with his brother, Martin Smith. And they did a great job. So I have a reaction video coming up for that, and I'll make sure that I post it so you guys can take a look at it. But basically, they won $1 million. So Aaron, keep up the great work. And if you want to loan me a couple dollars, well, don't loan it to me. If you want to give me a couple dollars, I will totally accept it. If you guys have not seen it, you can totally watch the replay of it. I have some highlights that I'm going to post so that you guys will be able to see it. But it was great to watch them come together because in the beginning, it did not look good. But they pulled it out in the end. And what I loved at the end, where they were deciding to go on for the $1 million, is basically they used their faith. And they were like, you know what? If it's for us, it's for us. Loved it. So once again, Beat Shazam. Season 3, episode 1. Congratulations to Aaron and Martin Smith. You guys did a great job and you represented very proudly for the educators. And I'm sure your mother was excited for you both. All right. So I'm going to give you a quote for the day, right? For the week. And where did I write it at? Oh, and so my quote is basically something that Martin Smith stated in Beat the Shazam. Basically, he says, he tells his children, the kids that he teaches all the time, don't hone on what you got wrong, celebrate the victories. So if you guys seen the show, you know that, and like I said in the beginning, they were not doing well. They were getting beat. But when they did get that one right, they were celebrating, they were dancing, they were doing all the new dances. And Jamie Foxx was like, what is going on? So he told him, he said, you know what? I can't dwell on what I didn't do. I'm going to celebrate what I did do. So I think that's something great for us all to remember as you go into the week. Going to the weekend, it's going to be a busy weekend this week with Memorial Day happening. So I also want to share with you some things that I am loving this week. All right. So I actually did, I am a subscription box junkie. I don't know why. I think what it is I like to get unique things that I may not be able to just walk into a store and find. And so what I'm going to do is each week I am going to bring to you some of my favorite items that I find throughout the week, and I'll share them with you. Okay. So this is a portfolio that was included in my Cause Box subscription. Okay. And I didn't even realize that it had the name of who made it. It looks like it says Glass Ladder and Company. So what I loved about it is, of course, it's pink. I'm sorry. I know I don't generally do pink, but it was pink. What could I do? You don't get to pick the color. So if you look inside, pockets, it has a space here that's supposed to be for your computer. So that's what I was excited about with this. And I'm going to take some pictures and I'll post it so you guys can see it better. I was so excited about it because I just got a new computer and I was like, oh, it can fit inside. It can't. So I'm actually going to do a giveaway for this because I don't want it to go to waste. So if you have a computer that's less than a 13-inch, totally you should enter because it is a great accessory. Like I've held it. I attempted to carry it and I just put like my notebook in it, but trying to hold my notebook and a computer bag and this was just overkill. Like it just looked crazy. So I just decided it's time for it to just go. But I am going to do a giveaway for it. I will post pictures so that everybody can see it. So anyone who's interested in it, I will let you know how you can win. All right. So the other thing that I'm loving this week is it's called Kosas. Kosas. I want to say that's how you say it. So this is actually the lipstick that I'm wearing right now, and I probably should have touched it up before I got back on here, but sorry I didn't. It is a natural lipstick. So I am, the organic lifestylist, trying to find more items that are natural and healthier just for our skin. And what I wear on my lips is very important to me. You guys know I love a red, and I'm having such a hard time finding a true red in something that's natural. And everyone's been explaining to me it's because of the pigments and how they have to put it together and just that whole natural thing. But what happens is, this is great. I actually got this one at a pop-up shop at Nordstrom in California. I don't think all the Nordstrom stores have it, but I've been going to a few natural like boutiques and things of that nature. And a lot of them have this brand and apparently it's really popular. So this particular red is called, I don't know, but I will let you know. I'll post in the comments so you guys can check it out. Definitely, if you come across any natural makeup, skincare, beauty products that you think I should try out, let me know because I am on a hunt to just find ones that work. I get it. The price may be a little bit higher, but if it lasts and I feel like the quality is great, I don't have a problem paying it. So I just did a post on my blog about what shoes to wear in DC. So what's so funny about my trip to DC this week is I was coming across some people and they're like, oh, you live here in DC. What part of DC do you live in? I was like, no, I live in Philly. They're like, no, are you sure? Yeah, I'm sure. And I realized that I am in DC a lot, just like I'm in New York a lot. And so people really don't know where I live. And I feel like I need to do something about that. So I'm going to be trying to do some stuff with Visit Philly so that I can bring to you all the exciting things that's happening in this beautiful city of brotherly love and sisterly affection. But back to the shoes. So this shoe, the brand is called Fly London. Now, full disclosure, guys, full disclosure. Let me let you get a good look at it. I like that it's Velcro. Right. Okay. So let me tell you about the shoe. Full disclosure. First time I saw it, I was like, that is the ugliest shoe I ever saw in my life. I'm never going to wear that. That is so ugly. When I saw it, the color was like black. They had like a brown color. So I'm a stiletto girl. And generally, if I'm going to buy a shoe that's not that, I need it to be in like some funky, crazy looking colors. Fly London came out with some great colors. So I was like, all right, I'm going to try it. So the first pair I bought, I put them on and refused. I left the store wearing them. That is how comfortable they are. And I don't generally do a lot of flats because I feel like I just need that elevation because my legs are so used to being elevated because like I said, I wear stilettos a lot. But this, I walked around DC for 7 hours with not one issue. Like my feet were fine. I felt like I could continue dancing all night if that's what we're going to do. The only complaint I have is that IXO, because the shoes they're European size, I'm really kind of an in-between. And if you wear European shoes a lot, you know that a lot of brands do not make a 40.5. It's either a 40 or 41. And generally, when that happens, the brand just doesn't work for me. Like a lot of times it's too big, sometimes it's too small. So Fly London is hit or miss for me in that particular thing. But I wanted these, so I went ahead and bought the bigger size. Now, the problem is, if you follow me on Instagram, you totally should have seen, they left my feet so ashy. I mean, like really ashy. Like it was nasty ashy. And I was like, oh my God, y'all, I swear I put on lotion. Like I swear I did. I swear I did. And if you looked at it, you could clearly see like the print of the shoe and where everyone else on my foot was fine. I think the problem is I should have gone down a size and it would have been okay. So I'm actually going to go into the store and try them on in a different color and see how that works. But they are beyond comfortable. If you're looking for a walking shoe, check them out. All right. The other thing I want to show you guys, Soulmates. You guys know what these are. So Soulmates makes inserts for regular shoes, you know, a lot of times you need to put an insert in your shoe if you are, like for me, I wear inserts because my feet are narrow, and a lot of times, depending on the width of the shoe, my feet slide forward, and I can't stand that look where it looks like your toes on the ground. I've never understood how people were able to do that, especially when people do that in like flip-flops and stuff. I don't know. But these things here, basically, if you are going out this weekend for Memorial Day and you want to be cute in your fabulous stilettos, you need this. Let me show you why. Basically, you put the heel of the shoe in there and then you press down. Look at that. First of all, it's clear, so no one's really going to see it. But when you're walking in the grass, you will not sink into the grass. The heel of your shoe will be protected and it will be fine. This is a great invention. And I should have invented it, but I didn't. So Soulmates, check them out. A lot of the newer or better, let me not even say newer, a lot of the better shoe stores sell them. So check them out. The prices vary. I actually got these at the closeout sale at Shoe-In in New York. You guys know I went down there to see what was available, and yeah, it was totally. So the last thing I want to show you guys that has been like one of my favorites, like I've been carrying it since the day I got it. And that is very rare for me because I change purses. I change purses like people change their shirt. Like that's generally what I do. So that's why I have a lot of purses, because I like the flexibility and like tote bags and things. But this, you guys have probably seen me in all the Instagram pictures and even in other pictures showing it, is a wine bag. Okay, so this is technically supposed to be a wine bag. Let me let you see the inside. And what you would do is you put bottles of wine here. I actually just did a video on YouTube where it shows you basically how much can go in the bag. The bag holds up to 135 pounds. So what I love even more about this brand is it's one of the brands that gives back. So this particular wine bag is going to be released only May 25th to June 2nd. And the only way you'll know that the actual bags have dropped is if you get on the wait list. So I'm going to post a link below for you guys to check it out on my YouTube video that I did do where you can get more in depth of the bag. But get on the wait list and do it today, because they are going to start sending people emails and letting them know when they can check it out. Just because you're on the wait list does not obligate you to buy the bag. You can just know that the bag is available. You can get more details about the bag. But basically, they are trying to raise $75,000 to donate to water charity. We all know how important fresh, healthy water is. And it's just crazy that there are countries and cities here in the U.S. that still don't have it. So water charity basically helps to get clean drinking water into people's hands and mouths. So Appleist is doing their wine bag. $5 from the sale of each bag will go toward this project. Check it out and let me know your thoughts. And guys, that's all I have for you. Thanks for joining me on my tea talk. I will be back next Thursday at noon to bring you more tea and lots of the things that I love. Thanks for joining, guys, and have a great day.